Good people, how are you doing? My name is Justin Evans, and I want to welcome you guys inside of the Young Entrepreneur Studios. And today is a day like none other. We have some very important people, some very impactful people. We have some trailblazers right here on our network. But before I introduce these guys, I want you guys to do whatever you need to do to get involved in today's conversation. Share this video, tag this video. If you need to add a friend, do whatever you need to do to get involved in today's discussion. But I promise you, you won't want to miss out on this. Before we get into this interview, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Y'all like to try all three?
Sure.
Okay, so we'll start with King. You'll see he runs the kingdom.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really good. That's really good.
Thank you. Too bad you can't try it, buddy.
I know.
Ooh, that's very good.
Thank you.
That was the King?
Yes. And very simple, basic ingredients, hurricane sugar, spring water, fresh brew on the stove, tea. So no bottled liquid stuff. So this is clean.
Oh, that's really good too.
Thank you.
You know your stuff.
Been doing it for a while now. Learn
Makes
from
me
the
feel
best.
so good.
Oh, I was just telling him that it's a refreshing taste. Like it gives you a little jolt when you first drink it because of that tartness.
I love that.
I like
Followed
the
by
way
the
she leans
sweet.
her head back. Yeah, I like that.
Save the sweet.
Gotta get every last drop.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is
So
good.
this is air.
Okay.
This is actually my biggest seller. And I tell people, I think it's because if the tea is really good and the lemonade is really good, you put them together, it's great.
If you don't get on the floor and do it, it don't matter. It's no longer acceptable of just making practice shots. Them days gone. All them shots that you was making down there, in an hour, it ain't gonna matter. If you don't do it on the floor, right? You're gonna get one shot. You're gonna execute, finish, dominate. Execute, finish, dominate. Bring it. Captain Linda. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. If you don't get on the floor and do it, it don't matter. It's no longer acceptable of just making practice shots. Them days gone. All them shots that you was making down there, in an hour, it ain't gonna matter. If you
Good people, thank y'all so much for watching those commercials. A big shout out to Royalty, a big shout out to Leaders of Excellence, and big shout out to our guests today. I want to welcome D Banks and Derion Lipford to the show. Let's clap it up, everybody that's in the studio. Clap it up.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I gotta clap it up.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Hey, man, first of all, thank y'all for coming on to the
Yes,
show.
sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you,
Man,
bro.
it's no problem at all. For one, I want to make sure that we introduce you guys to the people so they know who you are. First of all, we're going to start off with you, D Banks.
Yes, sir. So I'm D Banks, professional poker player, serial entrepreneur, and CEO, co-CEO of Magnet House Sports Management, along with the CEO, Derion Lipford. And so, man, we just excited to be here, bro. We appreciate the opportunity, especially on short notice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I called you last week, say we need to do X, Y, and Z. You was like, hey, when you want to do it, what time you want to do it, and now we're here.
Right. And so I do appreciate you guys for coming down from Tuscaloosa. And the reason that you guys are on the platform today, because we are discussing the big things that you guys are doing within the city. Can you talk to me a little bit about that, brother?
Yeah, absolutely. So this weekend specifically, we have the Bet on Yourself Elite Skills Camp.
Right.
High school athletes, football specifically, we're bringing them out, man. Something the community doesn't really have often.
Right.
Want to get them some elite training, right? This isn't just a kids camp. These are guys coming in. We got Jacory one way,
right?
Some SEC guys coming in, right? Some real athletes coming in to help these kids out. And so it's going to be a great opportunity for them to really get, tapped in and really an understanding of what it takes to be, an athlete at the next level. You know what I'm saying? So we're excited about that.
I guess my question is, with you guys being busy doing the things that you are doing, how do you find time or what is the thought behind wanting to give back to the community? Where did this thought process start of beginning this camp?
Man, so the camp basically started with the athletes that we have. We got 4 athletes on the roster right now. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to get them more awareness, more opportunities for them to succeed at not just in sports, but inside the community.
Right.
And so what we did was we put all our athletes on the flyer basically, and now we're gonna host a camp for them. Right. Oh. They're very these athletes are super talented. We got 2 athletes in the SEC. We got a QB, Bryson Kimbrough. He's at University of Louisiana Monroe. Okay. We got Tony Brown. He's 8-9 years in the league now with the Cleveland Browns. So man, and the host that we have, Jacory one way, he's training all the top DBs in college and NFL. So like, man, we're stoked about this.
And all these guys are going to be at the event.
Yeah,
that's right. This Saturday.
So what I'm hearing is that if my child was to sign up, he's going to get quality exposure and quality training when he gets there.
Yes. I mean, a lot of times these kids, they look up to these guys, the Justin Jefferson, all these big names.
Right.
They're going to have the opportunity to get hands-on coaching and training from the same guy that these NFL guys they look up to every Sunday training with.
Yeah.
And it's in their community directly. They don't have to travel for it. Right on 15th Street at T-Town.
Yep. I want you guys to talk to me about some of the problems and the gaps that you may see in between the process of training, coming from middle school, going to high school, and then that transition into college. What are the problems that you guys see there, and then how can the sports management group in this camp, how can they help solve some of those problems?
Yeah, most definitely, man. So over the past 4 or 5 years, the space has changed, right, with athletes coming from high school going to college. Right. So now you got athletes you got the transfer portal, which a lot of schools are just recruiting out of the transfer portal. And so like if you're not like a 4-star, 5-star kid, like you kind of get overlooked. Right. But like those 2-3-star kids, they talented as well. Right. But like what we are now is paper. Yeah. You're talking about that paper, but you still got good quality kids out there that come from good homes. Their foundation is solid. And so what we believe in is family. So those are the athletes that we want surrounding us. Those are the people that are going to represent us out in the community and be an extension of us just everywhere.
I like that.
That's right.
And are you guys, well, I want to say if my son was to participate, would he be able to possibly sign under you guys one day or, be up under your guidance? What is the after process from when our guys sign up with you guys?
You want to take that? You want me to take
it? Yeah, I can. So, I mean, there's always opportunity for that.
Right.
But we like to keep things organic, right? We don't, you know this from another domain, but we don't recruit.
Right. Right.
So a lot of what we do is organic, right? And like you mentioned, family. If we don't connect on a personal level, we don't feel like, it's somebody that you can have dinner with and share and break bread and do, multitude of things. It doesn't quite fit. And so to your point, definitely something can happen as a Saturday, but that's not the purpose behind it.
Right.
But that's always, you never know who you will meet. And so this is really more so, like you said, to give an opportunity to the kids that may get overlooked because, high school athletes aren't just competing with other high school guys anymore. The transfer portal is a wild, wild west, and it's dog eat dog. You know what I'm saying? And so they get an opportunity to really show themselves and prove that they belong. There's going to be content, footage. We know in today's age, it's really about marketing.
Right.
So you're a kid in California, you got all the cameras. You may look better.
Right.
But you got a guy that's 2-star out of Alabama, you may not ever heard of him.
Right.
He's showing them up every time. So we always say, man, we all we got, but we all we need. And so putting this in the community right where we are is important.
I love that. I love that. What will be the difference between this sports camp and we're not trying to compare to others, but what will the focus be at this camp? What should they receive?
Yeah. So great question. A lot of hard work went behind this camp. Right. We actually been working on this camp since like February. We had to get a lot of sponsors. We had to get a lot of volunteers. We had to get a lot of coaches to commit. We had to make a lot of calls around because this is the first thing in a city like this. Right. And what we're trying to do, we're trying to bring all the schools together. Right. And get athletes a chance to get individual work. Right, so we got a complete schedule of how this thing's gonna go.
I was going to ask you about the schedule.
We got a complete schedule, and like if you see the schedule and the way that it's built out, it's like boom, 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 like it makes sense, right. And then at the end of the camp, we have a 7-on-7 that's gonna come from everything that you learned in the camp, right? Because like nowadays, everybody's having 7-on-7 camps, right? But do you have the fundamentals to even compete? Right? Do you know
to line up in your stance correctly?
Do you know if you're supposed to take an inside move or get outside leverage? Right. And so do you know if your hand's supposed to be like this or your hand's supposed to be like what? Right. So we just gonna teach like as if you don't know anything, and by the end of the camp, right? Regardless of what level you're on, everybody's gonna get the same knowledge.
Right.
Yep. And with the University of Alabama right there, you got if not one of the biggest programs in the country, right on your doorstep, yet it feels so far away. So this opportunity to bring those bigger names, those bigger talents, man, keep them at home right there to where nobody else is doing this. All the other camps are let's have fun in the summertime or gate kept or very private.
Right.
The talent we bring at the camp, man, it rivals anybody.
I love that. Who are some of the sponsors that we can shout out? Can we give a shout out to our sponsors?
Yeah, most definitely. Just like really off the top of my head, one of my good friends. And I want to say this about the sponsors, right? People are always looking for the big name sponsors or like XYZ. Like we use our resources that we built over the past 10 years. Like Magnet House is not a new company. We started Magnet House 10 years ago, just to be honest. Nice. Right? And so we went through a lot. We learned a lot. We failed. But the thing about us, we take big risks. So if we're going to fail, we're going to fail big. Right. And so a lot of these sponsors are people that either friends, family with, and some of these people, they work at really, reputable companies. So Mark Hendricks over at American Cash, he's in Mississippi.
Okay.
Yeah. He was actually our first sponsor.
He was our first sponsor.
And not putting an equal or anything on it, but he was one of our biggest sponsors.
Understood.
Tzatziki's, that's my favorite place to eat at. I eat salmon, and everybody know that if I eat Tzatziki's, I'm gonna get salmon, the Caesar salad, and rice. Right. They're a sponsor. The official water of Alabama, 1186. 1186. Right. The 1186, they're a sponsor. We got some realtors, Sheila O'Rourke, Ole Miss Athletics, Ole Miss Authentics.
Yep.
The Authentic Ole Miss shop is a sponsor.
Wow.
On this camp.
Great team down there. We have Mixer. So Mixer, I'll plug a little bit about Mixer. Another Alabama alum.
Okay.
Started an app, and so it pretty much connects you with people in the area looking to do the same thing as you.
Wow.
And so right now they're primarily focused in Houston, but they'll be doing a collegiate rollout here later this fall. And so, like you mentioned, it's people we really have real relationships with.
I like that.
So Mixer, man, who else want to shout out? Apex. So one of our clients, Tony Brown, for the Browns, he's also known as Apex. He's having a big off season. He's going to be at the camp. He's also sponsoring with his company as well. Real Family, Spades. Can't forget Spades.
Yeah, can't forget Big Spades.
Okay.
Spades Restaurant and Lounge. Yeah.
Yep. Who else, man?
We got some. We also had some private sponsors, man. That people that are just philanthropists. They don't want any recognition. You know what I mean? But like, man, one of the top professional poker players in the world, Josh Aryeh, he donated One of my favorite poker players, one of my good buddies that works in the police department, Terry Lee, he donated. Like, I mean,
so you guys have been making a lot of calls, really organized to put on for the city.
Yes.
Right, and doing it in different realms, right? You got your local companies, you got some tech companies, like I mentioned, Mixer, Juice, which is going to change the future of micromobility
Juice,
when it comes to
Juice,
electric scooters and getting around.
Okay.
And so, like I said, tech, local, community, personal connections, right? And people that we're close to, and like you mentioned, like he loves tzatziki's, right?
Right.
We have to go get tzatziki's, right? 1186, we love the water. Let's do it, right? It's people that we have a real connection and tied to. It's not just for, it's not about the money or the look.
Was it tough getting all the high schools together and everybody to, because, you know, normally when you're doing a grand event, it's hard to get everybody on one page.
It's a loaded question.
Yeah, no, that question is, and so, like me, I know how to do business one way, and that's the right way. And so, you know, I got a good relationship with all the coaches. So I talk to all the coaches personally. Hey, you know, because the thing about it, the camp is held at Central High School, right? You normally wouldn't host a camp at Central High School for something like this, but we did it because it's a central location, right? Everybody know where it's at, and it's accessible to anybody, right? You gotta, if you live in Tuscaloosa, you probably gonna pass it every day, 2-3 times a day.
Just depends on what you're doing,
right? And so, you know, I reached out to all the coaches, and you know, we gave some discounts to the kids, and just let them know that it's authentic, right? We ain't trying to poach kids from one place to another. We just trying to have a great camp and get a kid some opportunity for the summer, right? Because really it ain't nothing to do for kids in the summer, right? So we just provide a space for them to have fun, get high level training, get some good food, get some good sponsorships, be seen by different athletes and coaches, and like, you know, and reap the benefits.
Yeah, I love
it. And you mentioned, like, man, it's a lot of politics in high school football.
Right.
However, what you don't realize is that, let's say the other team has a 5-star, they got scouts coming to see them.
Right.
If you're on the other side of the line, why not ball out? You may get opportunity too.
Right.
So there's a lot of competition. There's great competition in politics, but at the same time, the more eyes and the more media that's in place, no matter whose side they coming to see, can benefit all the kids. So it's important that, you know, healthy competition, but realizing that the main thing is get these kids to the next level, whether it's playing sports or just being an opportunity to get education.
Talk to me about their schedule. And I want to know, you know, will there be some motivational speaking? You know,
okay.
You know, I mean, I don't want to know the whole schedule, but you know, what's going to be going on that day?
We can go through it. He mentioned, so it's run like a practice.
Nice.
A real deal practice. So from the top to bottom, warm-ups all the way through 7-on-7, the goal. And our partner, Coach Pip, he laid it out and said, hey, we want to approach this the same way you would a practice.
Right.
That way you're not just getting skills, but you learning how it goes at the next level.
Right.
And so it's culminating with the 7-on-7. So starting at the top, you have your warm-ups, your fundamentals, going into your individual workouts. Then starting to install certain packages and looks the same way you would at a practice. After you've done your individual drills, going all the way to the 7-on-7. And of course, you mentioned motivational speaking, man. We have Apex himself, Tony Brown. Everybody in Alabama knows him as Crazy Tony. But he's coming down. He's gonna to give some foundation, some words to the kids, man, and really let them know what it's like being in the league 8 years.
Yeah,
you had guys who were the man back in the day. They didn't last 8-9 years, but you know, his journey from college, you know, even as a man as well, it's been a lot of growth, and so we're confident he's gonna have a lot to say and a lot of positive words for the kids.
I love that. And it costs $50, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it's just $50.
Yeah, just $50, and you know, like that's really the bang for your buck, right? And like what you get for the $50, you also get a camp compression shirt, right? A Bet on Yourself camp compression shirt with all the sponsors on the back. Right. So that's part of your package, right? The meal by Tzatziki's at the end, the water to go with it to wash it down, right? And also we're gonna be giving out $10 gift cards to all of our athletes from Tzatziki's, right? So like the package is bomb.
It's 50, but at the same time, it's not about profiting, right?
No,
that 50 is just make sure that we can give the kids a high level experience.
This sounds like a $150.
No,
I mean, just being
not for real, but you know, like you say, trust the process.
Right.
This is year one. We want to show people what we can do. We want to gain the coaches' trust that's in the city. We want to gain the community's trust that's in the city. And nobody kind of want to be the first people to do something. Just like anytime you're trying to do something, you're going to have a group that supports. And then if it goes well, you're going to have a huge group that congratulates you. Right. It ain't never the same. Right. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get that same support as the same people that's going to clap at the end when they say, oh, man, that was a great camp. That's right. So that's what it's about. Yeah. So
guys, if you're watching with us right now, please share this video. We have D Banks and we have Derion Lipford on the platform today. These guys have a wonderful camp that will be presented. It's called the Elite Sports Camp in Tuscaloosa at Central Tuscaloosa High School, June 21st. Is that correct?
Saturday.
Is it 8 to 12? What's the time?
8 to 12, top of the top.
8 to 12. Yeah. So listen, guys. If you're looking for new opportunities, man, get your children involved. It's only $50. It's only $50. I feel like that's a steal.
Yeah, and the type of people that we are. Right, we know it's a lot of stuff going on in the world. We know it's a lot of activities going on. If a parent pulls up, she really want her child to go, hey, I only got 30. Pull up,
turn it down.
pull up, right. You only got 10. That's like it's people trying to make it work. Mm-hmm. Some people only got $50 for the whole weekend. Right. But we don't want no child to miss the opportunity because of financial, right? I'll sponsor whoever I need to sponsor. Right. But
did y'all hear that? Tag, I'm not saying go crazy, but tag someone who needs this opportunity, guys. Please tag them in the comments.
Tag them, and we'll do you one even better. So what we'll do is we'll post a link after the pod.
Okay.
And make sure that it gets blasted out. And anybody that signs up with YE as the code, you're half off the camp Saturday.
There it is. Y'all heard it, guys. Hey,
most definitely.
Come on, tag a parent
when we push it out.
I like that. Tag a parent, please. Listen, guys, I'm definitely excited for this weekend. I think I'm supposed to be there as a part of the media team.
Yeah.
Can't wait. And I reached out just so that we can. Like I said, I know you guys are doing something big. We just wanted to add our special element into that, whether that be giving the players their first interview ever or whatever that may be. Getting them prepared and ready for the next level of interviews.
Yeah. And that's it's crazy you say that because a part of what we do at Magna House and what separates us is that a lot of these other agencies, man, all they care about is the money. Mm-hmm. Right? They're signing kids like, yo, let me get you as many deals as possible. Let me get you a chain. Let me get you a car. Let's do these things right, but these are men and women that have to grow up and build legacies for themselves.
Right.
They have to understand how to manage their money, manage their emotions, their relationships. They have to know how to interview, right? And so that's part of what we offer. It's not just NIL, let's make some money. It's how do we turn you into, someone who can build a brand, operate a company, which is yourself at this point, because let's be real, college sports are not the pros. And really, build a foundation. And like you said, they need to be able to interview, understand how to speak well. That's why we've been going around the schools, giving them a chance to get reps in. Let's talk to public, let's talk to the public and get public speaking out there. That's important. So, man, we're 360 degree, man. It's not all about the NIL. It's about building young men and young women.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What has been the feedback from the community, on the event and the blessing that it is?
Yeah, so we've had a decent amount of signups. We'll talk to. I'm mostly close to Central High School, Bryant High School. Coach Jones over at Bryant High School, he's doing a lot of big things. Coach Pippen doing a lot of big things. Coach Mitchell down at Hillcrest, they're doing big things. And just talking to them. The goal at the end of the year is always to be number one and win a championship, right? They got high level athletes. And so a lot of them are already going to different camps, right? So all we're saying is, hey, coach, we bring your athletes over here. And we even partner with the schools to give them a already built in discount for their athletes, right? Just to, like I said, we build in trust, right? You got to give some, you got to take some, right? And your foundation and everything. So if we set the foundation, we can build brick by brick. We can build brick by brick, right? It's enough for everybody, right? And when you genuine and you doing the right things gonna follow,
right?
So that's what we are with it,
guys. We got some leaders on this platform who I know that have truly, put in the work, definitely in the entrepreneur game. And I'm just proud to see what you guys are doing for the city. I just wanted to make sure that our platform knew who it was that was throwing this event.
Right.
So for one, we're gonna go back and let's talk about Bet on Yourself for a moment. Then we're gonna talk about Magnet House as well.
Most definitely.
Professional poker player. Sometimes I may see you on TV, and then, like I said, it's a blessing to have you here. How has that journey been, bro?
Man, God has been good. Man, it has its pros and its cons, right? The pros is as a professional poker player, I make a decent amount of money. I get to travel the world. I get to do what I love, but also I have to sacrifice family time. Right. As you see that I'm wearing my girls' dad hat. I got two beautiful girls, Kaden and Addison, and I lose time with them, right? But in my eyes, I'm building something for their future, right? I ain't gonna be here forever, so my goal is to build as many assets and liquid for them for the future, so they can be okay, right? So it would be different if I'm sacrificing that time and nothing's happening. Right. And so they believe in that. They believe in Bet on Yourself. Like that's the daily foundation. That's the daily affirmation.
Like, where did that come from?
Yeah. So
it pairs well with your lifestyle and what you do.
So if you see the logo, the DB, right? The DB is my name is D Banks, right? You see the DB, and so it started from when I first started playing poker, right? They would take pictures of me at the poker table. I'll be wearing Nike, Adidas. I'll be wearing everybody else's brand but mine, right? And so we first started. It used to be called D Banks Poker, right? But D Banks Poker had a cap to it. It was only so far it can go, right? And then I had one of my line brothers. He came up. He's like, "Hey man, you need to change it to Bet on Yourself." One day he really just sent me Bet on Yourself across the, like he had created it.
Wow, I like that.
And so our frat brother T Pruitt, right? Chip man, he came over to the crib one day. Shout out to the closet. And so T Pruitt, he actually helped me put it into action, right? Put it on clothes. And now we like 6-7 years in, and it's longer than that. It's going global, right? And so but today I have on a Bet on God shirt, right?
Yeah.
Bet on God. It's exclusive. Yeah, it's exclusive. And so this is what do you call it? Just a series.
It's a little mini capsule, but it's not gonna limit it. I mean, Bet on God is crazy.
No, I mean, when I saw it, I was like, this is perfect.
Right.
It's the perfect transition as we continue to elevate. And so, even though we're all rocking with Betting on Yourself, how can I not rock with Betting on God? I was like, man, that's
no.
Now I'm buying 2 shirts instead of one. Me and God.
Yeah. So this series right here is actually, we're about to drop a short series, super limited. We got some kids tees, we got some women tops, and then we have this in probably about 3 different colors. And so, but Bet on God is just like really the foundation to when you wake up, right? That's gonna be the first thing that I do is I'm gonna pray and I'm gonna talk to God and I'm gonna give him my problem, because like we all got stuff going on in life, right? Good, bad, and you don't just call on him when you're doing good in life. You daily, right? And so like I'm just formulating it and beating it into my mind. Bet on God, right? So that's where we are with that.
Man, I love it. I want you to look in the camera though. Before we move on, I want you to tell the people what it means to bet on yourself, because sometimes we live in fear and we look in the mirror and we may not see ourselves as adequate. Talk to us about that. What it means to just bet on yourself.
It's like to bet on yourself, right? That don't just go for sports and athletes. Like even if you're a doctor, right? If you're a doctor and you got to operate and do a surgery, right? You're trusting that you know what you're doing.
Right.
You're trusting that you put the work in. You probably went to school for a long time. You did this and that, right? And it's just you know what to do without even thinking about it. Right. And so when you bet on yourself, you got to go all in. You can't worry about your doubts, your fears. Who cares? Who don't like me? Like you just got to do it. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you're gonna leave here by yourself. So like, why not bet on me instead of somebody else? Right. Because I know I can control everything that I got going on here. Right. I can control it up here, and I'm just gonna go all in. I'm gonna bet on me every time.
I love it. I just wanted you to tell the people that got me kind of crunk. Now, my brother, sports manager Derion Lipford, talk to me about the company. Some of the things that you've been working on and what you have planned for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. So, man, Magnet House, like Banks said, started about 10 years ago. And, man, it really just came from helping people, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so from our past, we're luckily enough to see life a certain way. And, a lot of times that kind of formulates into business concepts or different things and just understanding how to manage situations. And so, it's really servant leadership. You know what I'm saying? 10 years ago, we made the logo. We had both just graduated. You know what I'm saying? Like out of nowhere. And it's like, man, let's do this. Like we got guys helping us and looking for our help.
Right. And
so it just kind of, snowball from there, really. It's like, how do we help them in different ways and how do we provide value and be service for guys with, no matter what sport they play or they're in music as well. And it comes from a passion in music and sports. And so although we've had other things going, we never stop helping people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, why not take this all the way and formalize it? And so, like Banks said, man, over the past 10 years, we failed. We tried things, it didn't work.
Right.
We've hired, we fired, man, we've done all the things, but man, it's all a part of the process. You know what I'm saying? We've been, jabs along the way. And then, this year's been a little bit more hooks than it usually is. You know what I'm saying? So, it's really just helping. That's it. You know what I'm saying? These families need support. These, artists, these athletes, everybody needs help. So we also include investing in businesses as well.
Right.
So providing investment opportunities, but also advising for companies that are looking for, the support. Because a lot of time, man, it's hard to do everything yourself. And so, man, we just here to serve, man. Like whatever that looks like. No matter what our athletes like, no matter what our artists want to do, it's all about just helping them. And that's what we do on a daily basis. Like we would do that if Magnet House didn't exist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, why not do that? Whether it's helping people launch a brand or anything like that. And so, man, it's just taking it to the next level, understanding that it's very few of us that are in this space.
Right.
And we have a responsibility to not just be the OGs back to the kids. And I'm not saying like I'm super old or anything like that.
Trust
but
me, I
like,
understand.
If we helping them, why not formalize the help and like, let's take it to the next level.
Right.
Ownership is big in our community now, but it's like, how do you formalize that? In this new NIL space, how do you formalize that, right? It's just understanding how to fine tune the ideas and the thoughts because the creativity is there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, we just helping people daily, bro. Like it's really all it is.
I love it. Guys, I want y'all to look into the camera and I want you to invite the people to the event this weekend.
Okay. Well, this Saturday, 8 a.m., the Bet on Yourself Elite Skills Camp. We know a lot of the audience, you guys are in Birmingham. Man, we would love to see you push down for it, man. It's going to be a great opportunity to get your kids out there, get some exposure. Not only will they gain skills and be exposed to high-level professional training, but there's going to be companies there that are interviewing kids. Mm-hmm. They may be able to get a deal, when they get out of school, or they may get these different opportunities, but we build in relationships, we build in networking. And so it's going to be a lot in the same breath on this Saturday, and this is going to be invaluable. And like I said, we're going to drop it in the chat afterwards. YE code, 50% off of the camp.
Yeah. Also, we're going to have a couple of awards at the end, offensive MVP, defensive MVP, camp MVP. And one of our athletes, TJ Banks, he said he's going to give out 3 pair of gloves, right, to the MVP.
Okay.
He's going to give out a free training session, right? And this is an athlete who was the Alabama High School Gatorade Player of the Year, right?
Come on, guys, come on.
And so, like, he's getting high level training at Ole Miss from SEC coaches, right? The best of the best, right? So you're gonna get an opportunity to do your thing, right? Like
each one teach one.
So that's where we at, man. That's where we at, man.
I just want to make sure that we cover everything, guys.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we cover everything. And I personally want to invite you guys out to the Elite Sports Camp. It's this Saturday, guys, at Central Tuscaloosa High School from 8 to 12. This is a great opportunity. All you got to do is tag a parent. Some of our children, they have Facebook pages. They're in high school now. tag them, guys. Make sure they get involved in something that will really benefit their athletic career. Guys, before we go, is there anything else I want to let people know?
Yeah, so we actually, like I said, we've been in the Magnet House has been around 10 years, but you gotta adapt, right? And so we're about to get ready to rebrand. We shut our recruiting down for the past few months. We had so many athletes that was reaching out to us to join the team, but really, like, it's just me and him.
Right.
And so you don't really know him this well, but this guy is probably like top 5 smartest people on earth. Like I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating, and he does so much for the company. And so we about to rebrand. We about to add some people to the company. We about to open the recruiting back up for different athletes. And we just want to go all in, right? I'm about to get back into school to try to go get my master's, so I can be an NFL agent. He's also doing the same thing. So like we're gonna be multifaceted around here.
I love that. I love that.
No more playing small. But for the guys out there on this Saturday, if you say you a dog, you say you him. Of course, we're gonna be helping and networking and connecting. But if you him, come show us.
Come show us.
Come show us, man.
Hey, come show us, guys. Bet on yourself.
Bet on yourself.
Bet on yourself. For sure. Listen, guys, I want to thank y'all once again for coming on to the platform all the way from Tuscaloosa. You guys did not have to. I do plan on being at the event this Saturday, guys. So if you're watching right now, come down there and meet us. Bring your kids down. We're going to be doing interviews. So I want to prepare them for moments like this when they get ready to go on FS1 and ESPN and places like that one day. They might be on a CBS being interviewed on the sideline. Bring them to the event. I want to prepare them for that big moment, just like they'll be being prepared on the field for bigger moments in life. And so, guys, if nothing else, we are here with D Banks and Derion Lipford of the Elite Sports Camp that will go down this Saturday. Make sure you get your people involved, guys. And if nothing else, I want you guys to have a great night. Peace, love, and blessings to you all. And we will see you guys next time.
Appreciate you having us.
Appreciate you,
man. There's no problem at all, guys.
If you don't get on the floor and do it, it don't matter. It's no longer acceptable of just making practice shots. Them days gone. All them shots that you was making down there, in an hour, it ain't gonna matter. If you don't do it on the floor, right? You gonna get one shot. You're gonna execute, finish, dominate.